Step back my grapevine that I've been growing from seed for the last couple of years. It's a pretty strange tree, well, vine. It likes to grow really long and leggy and doesn't seem to thicken up much, although that might have a lot to do with the fact it's in a very small pot. I've just sort of been allowing it to grow out all season and then cutting it back just before spring. I've just repeated that for the last couple of years, and well, this is the result. Certainly nothing special, and I'm even starting to wonder if it will ever have any potential. But the leaves are looking pretty small, so I guess that's something. I really think I need to put this in a massive pot for a few years and just let it beef up and then cut it right back. But that's not an option right now, so I'll just have to power on through with what I'm doing now and maybe try that in the future. If you look at the way it grows, there's a lot of swelling at the base of the shoots. Normally this happens if there's a couple of shoots in one place, but this seems to do it when there's only one, so you can't really avoid it. And that's made the main trunk kind of made up of all these weird knuckles of growth. That's the main reason why I think I need to let this grow big. As in, it shouldn't be so noticeable. They'll all sort of melt into one, but then I am going to have that problem when I try to get some ramified branches. I guess the leaves would hide it, but it still wouldn't look good in the winter, but I guess that's a problem for another time. Right now I've got what I've got, which is both my ugliest tree and probably the one I do the least work to. And I'm pretty sure those two things are linked. Anyway, you can see in October that it didn't grow too much this season, and at this point it'll be shutting down for winter. It actually had a pretty bad scale infestation, and even though I was treating it quite aggressively, they didn't seem to want to go away, but then they also didn't affect any other trees, so that's always a good thing. It looks miserable in November, but that's how it goes dormant. It doesn't really give an autumn display of colour. And it looks even worse in December, but right after I filmed this, I put it in the shed to give it a proper winter. In late February, I brought it back inside, and now you can see its full glory, where its vine-like nature really starts to show. But more importantly, just look at how high that soil is. I will be repollinating it soon, and you can tell from looking at it here, there'll be a lot of roots in that pot. So I removed that branch. It was growing pretty close to the other one, and there was enough swelling there already without making it worse. I then just pruned everything else back. I'm not happy with it at all, but I'll just leave it for now. I think I might wire a few of these branches and try and get them to spread out a little. Maybe then it would look a little better. So you can see I'm just bending a few of them here and trying to get some ideas, but I'll come back to that later in the year. In March it's still dormant and the buds haven't changed, but they're actually starting to wake up. Where I pruned it, it's actually bleeding sap quite heavily. If I bring you in closer you can see it a bit better. You wouldn't normally get that when a tree is dormant. I guess the sudden temperature change from being brought inside really woke it up fast and it's instantly started pushing sap. So that's not ideal, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And then here it's pretty much in leaf. I was looking at the day before and the buds had swollen a lot. I came back to film the swelling and well, this is what I was met with, so need to repot it right now. I'm going to try a slightly different technique. Since the soil line is so high above the pot, I'm just going to see if I can pull it right out. It's a bit tight, but it actually came out fairly easily. And instantly you can see there's a lot of roots in there. The roots are quite beefy, and they get really long, so you end up with all these circling roots at the bottom, which are kind of fun to untangle. It is just really crazy how long they can get. Normally I try and rake everything out first, but there's no way these long ones are staying, so I may as well just get rid of them now and get them out of my way, so I can kind of see what's going on there and rake everything else out properly. And then just raked everything out like normal, which took a while. Here it is all raked out, so not too bad. You can see the roots are all kind of thick. That's just the way it grows. I don't think it will ever, or even can, get much thinner than this. So for what it is, it's not bad, but of course it needs a trim to tidy it up. I just took everything back to about the same length and made sure the bottom was nice and flat. There were a few roots that were growing a little high and they were more on the trunk, so I just removed them as well. So the trunk flare isn't amazing, but it's getting there. And you can really see how the trunk itself is made up of all those kind of weird swellings and knuckles, like I was talking about earlier. I then just pulled it back up and put it in the same pot for now. Till I have some more space for something bigger, it's going to have to stay in here. But it's healthy enough in here, so it'll be fine for now. And here we are now, where it's actually exploded into leaf. So I'm just going to do the same thing this year and just leave it alone to do its thing, and hopefully it grows well. Thanks for watching, see you next time.